County Department of Public Works, followed by Fire Chief Anthony Maroney with the LA County Fire Department, and then lastly, Kevin McGowan, Director with the LA County Office of Emergency Management. We are going to take questions after those remarks. Then we are going to transition into remarks in Spanish, followed by remarks in Mandarin.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us, and especially our media friends that are here. As you know, I'm Chair of the Board, Hilda Solis, representing the County Board of Supervisors and the 1st District. Beginning today through Thursday, an atmospheric river is expected to deliver up to 10 inches of rain across Los Angeles County, making it one of the wettest Christmases in recent history. And we know that with those rains comes strong winds, a risk of mudslides, flooded freeways, riverbeds, and downed power lines, among other hazards. And as we gather to celebrate with our loved ones, I encourage you to stay informed and be prepared for any emergency that might occur. And that's why I have the following county representatives joining me today, and I'm so proud that they have been a part of this from the get-go. The County Sheriff, our Fire Department, the Department of Public Works, and the Office of Emergency Management. They have all been working tirelessly since the weekend to prepare and to keep us safe here in LA County. This includes distributing sandbags, preparing those living in areas at risk of flood or mudslides, and issuing evacuation warnings for those in recent fire-scarred areas. We strongly encourage you to avoid any unnecessary travel during the heavy rainstorm. And if you haven't picked up your emergency supplies or sandbags yet, please do so today if you can, before the heavy rain begins. Our homeless outreach teams have also been engaged, but if you are unhoused, please call 211 for assistance. And if it is an emergency, call 911. Before I hand it over to our county departments to share their efforts, I want to encourage everyone to take a few steps to stay informed and prepared for whatever this storm may bring. You can find all the latest information on the storm at ready.lacounty.gov/rain. Sign up to receive emergency alerts at alert.lacounty.gov. And for quick information at your fingertips, connect with us at social media at Ready LA County. You can also, again, access 211 if you don't have access to the internet. As we celebrate the holidays, I want to be mindful of that it's important that we stay alert and we stay vigilant and that we keep each other safe. Please know that LA County is ready and should any emergency arise, be prepared to help and assist our residents. I want to thank you for attending this presser today, and now it is my pleasure to turn it over to Sheriff Luna. Thank you.
Good morning, and thank you, Supervisor Solis, for putting together this press conference. I do want to start off just really quick with acknowledging and, in a sense, respecting that we're nearing the end of 2025, and 2025 didn't start off that great for LA County with the fires, and we're ending it with floods. I know our residents have been through a lot this year, and so have our employees. So I just want to make sure we acknowledge that as we're talking about our preparation efforts for what we're talking about here today. So preparation for this storm began days ago, not just within our department, but through a coordinated effort across Los Angeles County. I want to thank Kevin McGowan, our Director of the Office of Emergency Management, for putting meetings together at either early hours or late at night to make sure that we're going to be providing the best service to our residents. We've been working closely with all county partners you see here today, particularly the Department of Public Works, who takes the lead in these events. The Fire Department, the Office of Emergency Management, and other public safety agencies to track the storm, coordinate the resources for the storm, and identify vulnerable locations and plan our county response. Yesterday, sheriff deputies proactively conducted surgical outreach, including door knocks, to pre-identified vulnerable residences established by Public Works to notify them of evacuation warnings and orders, which will go into effect at 11 a.m. this morning. And I just want to remind the audience, our community, that when we're talking about an evacuation order, that believes that we have determined as a team, primarily Public Works, that there's an immediate danger or a potential immediate danger to your safety and the safety of your family. If we're talking about an evacuation warning, that's potential danger. You need to pay attention to both, and I'll explain those in a second. Currently, the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department has a total of 124 evacuation orders in place. When I say 124, that's that surgical approach that I'm talking about. All properties were door knocked, and those that didn't answer given a door hanger. And the door hanger looks just like this. Our deputy sheriffs going out there, knocking on doors, either handing them to residents who answer the door and leaving them on the doors where they don't answer. But we don't give up. We're going back out today and making multiple efforts to make sure that our residences are safe. So deputies are also utilizing our brand new citizen evacuation tracker tool, which improves field tracking of evacuations during emergencies. It allows our personnel to log evacuated addresses and special circumstances in real time. Deputies are focused on ensuring our community understands the seriousness of this threat that we're talking about today, the timing of the evacuation, and the importance of leaving early, especially during the holidays. Again, all props to our folks. What worse time, right, for something like this to happen? Christmas Eve, Christmas Day. We acknowledge it. We respect it. We have a lot of folks working to make sure that our communities are safe. These evacuation orders are made with your safety in mind as they help protect you and your loved ones from potential danger. Storms can bring sudden and severe conditions that may make staying behind extremely risky. I want to say that again. If you are told to evacuate, you have an order in place, you are putting your risk and your family's risk, or your lives at risk, I should say. Please, deputies come here, you've got to listen to them. Please listen to them. In addition, our Sheriff's Homeless Outreach Services team, better known as HOST, has been engaging our unhoused population residing in and around our waterways since last Friday. You will hear from the Public Works Director after I speak. He is going to lay out the fact that it is very dangerous to be around our flood controls. And it's not just during the storm, but as they have to do dam releases for more water, he'll explain it, he's the expert. This threat will last beyond a week. So please stay away from the flood controls. If you are part of our unhoused community, that's why our deputies are out there making sure we get you away from those areas, because you are at risk. HOST has contacted over 73 persons experiencing homelessness. I want to make sure everybody knows it's a team effort. LASA and other homeless organizations for LA County are offering services, motel vouchers for our residents, our unhoused residents. We have activated key emergency resources, including search and rescue teams and Air Rescue 5 helicopter, which is equipped to deploy swift water rescue capabilities if needed. We hope it's not, but we're ready. Unfortunately, we have seen far too many incidents where fast-moving water is underestimated, placing people in extreme danger and life-threatening situations. Our incident management teams are also on alert, and our department is collecting what we call mobile field force rosters from throughout the county for deputies working from different stations to ensure personnel are ready and available to respond to any critical incident arising during this storm or anything else that could come up. Additionally, the Department Operations Centers, in conjunction with the County Emergency Operations Center, will be activated and operational starting tonight at 6 p.m. for the duration of the storm. We urge residents, especially those in evacuation zones, to take those orders and warnings seriously and start preparing now. Identify important items such as medications, important documents, and other essential items in case you must leave quickly. I want to throw something else out here. If a loved one of yours lives in these evacuation areas and they are either disabled, they're elderly, please make sure that you have communicated with them, you have coordinated a plan to get them out, and maybe you're making a decision to get them out before this storm comes, which I think is a very smart idea. But make sure that you do that. Please contact them to assist if they need evacuation immediately, and we will try and communicate the best we can with them and yourself. If you decide to stay in your home in an evacuated area, debris from the burn scar areas and the storm may impede the roads, and it could be difficult to leave once a storm begins. It also may be hard for first responders to access the roads, and attempting to do so places our first responders in unnecessary danger. Please avoid flooded roadways, stay away from drainage channels, and do not wait until conditions become dangerous to act. Prepare yourself. It is critical. It could save your life. We encourage residents to visit lacounty.gov/emergency for tips and preparedness information. You can also sign up for emergency alerts at alertla.org. I would like to now introduce my partner from Public Works, Mark.
Thanks, Sheriff. Good morning. I'm Mark Pastrella, Director of Los Angeles County Public Works and Chief Engineer of the Los Angeles County Flood Control District. This weather event I'm going to describe the weather event that we're about to experience. This event is a warm winter storm event. Some people refer to it as a Pineapple Express. Supervisor referred to it as an atmospheric river-driven event, and that is accurate. We expect the event to produce a lot of rain over a short period of time, with some intensities that give us concern. The hazards that will be in those rain totals could be up to 4 to 8 inches in the valley and coastal areas, 6 to 12 inches in the foothill mountain areas. In plain language, we haven't had an event, an atmospheric river event like this in some time, probably more than 4 or 5 years now. These events do produce, as I said, high quantities of water running down our mountain system and across our urban streets and gathering in our riverine system. So basically the basin is going to attempt to drain a lot of water over a short period of time. There are also going to be a lot of water in the Santa Monica Mountains area, along the Malibu and on PCH, and it's going to come from the mountainside and run down that system as well, creating additional challenges for residents and for first responders. We're also forecasting strong winds, 50 to 60 miles per hour. The heaviest rain is expected tonight through tomorrow morning, and again on Christmas Day, unfortunately, during the evening hours. We expect that to be a problem, obviously, because we are in a holiday event. Be assured, though, Public Works is open 24/7, and we're going to have a crew of more than 300 personnel on site 24/7, making sure that you are protected, your lives are protected, your properties are protected in coordination with the partners here today. Of course, our biggest concern is the recent burn areas. Hazards will include potential flash flooding, rising river flows, mud flows, debris flows, and downed trees. Also, low-lying areas can expect ponding. So let's talk a little bit about where these areas are. All of the debris flows, mud flows, and rockfall we expect to be within the mountain areas or the mountain urban interface. Those are places like the foothill communities, the unincorporated area of Altadena, Pasadena, La Cañada, Flint Ridge, Duarte, and then along the same situation for the Palisades fire area, the city of Los Angeles, the Malibu, and the unincorporated areas, all should expect these hazards to impact them during these storm events. In the low-lying areas, what I'm normally concerned is in the areas of Long Beach, Carson, and the southeast Los Angeles area, where we expect to have ponding within the street system. The street system, I'll remind you, along with the flood control system, is maintained for the most part by LA County Flood Control District, the flood control system, but also the road system is maintained in the unincorporated areas by the county and along with our city partners. Those streets, I want to remind everybody, are a part of the flood control system. Something to keep in mind. This is what we utilize the street system to move flows along with the channels. So along the LA River and the streets adjacent, you will expect flows in those streets. Something to keep in mind as we are entering into the rainy part of this event. So what can you do? Well, I know what we have done. We have prepared for more than a year now, since all year round, LA County Flood Control District and LA County Public Works is preparing our system to protect your lives and your property by maintaining a world-class flood control system. It includes assets like 14 major dams, reservoirs, 154 debris basins, 500 miles of open channel, 2,500 miles of storm drain, and all the associated appurtenances and catch basins that go along with it. And as I said, the street system is a part of that system as well, so that we can drain the water safely through the system without damaging your properties or hurting property owners and saving your lives. What can you do? What you can do is avoid flowing water, streets, rivers, lakes, and channels. This is no place for anyone to be during rain events or when there is flow in these systems. And as Sheriff said, we expect to have to do dam releases, which means that there will be water in the LA River, there'll be flowing water in the LA River as well as the San Gabriel River and other components channels post this event. And those flows can be up to like 19 feet per second. They can move a small car. 6 inches of moving water can move a small car. So if you are driving in a street system and see ponded water or moving water, I recommend you don't go through that water. You stop and take a different route. If you must travel, you need to leave early, slow down, avoid mountain roads, and burn scar areas. Just basic thing. I also am going to want you to know that the evacuation orders that were given were on my recommendation as the Chief Engineer of the Los Angeles County Flood Control District and the Director of Public Works. I made those recommendations by analyzing the situation that we had post-fire and looking at this storm event. We identified over the last year vulnerable properties. Some 383 properties are considered needing evacuation. You heard Sheriff mention 120 orders. We also have an additional 100 plus orders, 200 orders going out to city areas. We've contacted the City of Los Angeles and made the same set of recommendations within the Palisades area and other areas, and in coordination with the City of Los Angeles, Duarte, Pasadena, those folks are also getting door knocks, and those recommendations for evacuation stand. Again, those recommendations are based on technical science, forecasting of the current weather event, and our best estimate for who would be most vulnerable. If you are being recommended for evacuation, you will already know that, because we will be door knocking along with the city on every property. So again, I really want everyone to heed that evacuation and to comply with sheriff and PD orders when you are asked to evacuate. And then for those of us that are not being proposed evacuation, my recommendation is that you seek shelter when it begins raining. Whether you have a home you can shelter in, or if you're in a hotel visiting Los Angeles, or if you're in the unfortunate condition in which you don't have a home and perhaps you're a person experiencing homelessness, we want you to seek shelter. And later on in this conference, you'll be informed about where shelters are available for community. Shelter is your best resort in flood events. Sheltering in a home that is flood-free is the place to be. It's where you will be safest. So please make provisions for your Christmas and your Christmas Eve to be in a shelter somewhere, whether it's your home, a hotel, again, or in one of the county shelters, so that you can be certain that you will be safe from any of the potential damages that occur. So with that, I'll just mention the public resources that are available. You can go to lacounty.gov/emergency, as Sheriff said. And now I'd like to introduce Los Angeles County Fire Chief Anthony Maroney.
So thank you, Director Pastrella. So good morning. I'm County of Los Angeles Fire Chief Anthony Maroney. The forecasted storm system is on track to bring rain, flooding, and debris flows to Southern California today through Saturday, with the potential for dangerous mud and debris flows in the 8 burn scar areas. With a flood watch in effect this afternoon through Wednesday evening, significant rainfall is expected with the potential for flash flooding. As a region, we continually monitor our vulnerability by conducting a daily risk analysis. The County of Los Angeles Fire Department has augmented fire resources and staffing, and we stand ready to respond rapidly to all storm-related incidents utilizing ground and air resources. As the state's designated Region 1 coordinator, covering the areas of Los Angeles, Orange, Ventura, Santa Barbara, and San Luis Obispo counties, it is my responsibility to partner with our fire and rescue agencies so we can effectively coordinate and dispatch mutual aid resources when a large-scale emergency, like a widespread rainstorm, occurs. With a full range of resources available to us, I want to assure LA County residents that your fire department is prepared and stands ready to respond. In preparation for the storms, we urge residents to stay informed about the latest flood and flash flood watches, warnings, and weather advisories. Listen for emergency alerts and information. Sign up for Alert LA, a free mass notification system for LA County residents at lacounty.gov/emergency. Create an evacuation plan and heed evacuation warnings and orders from the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department. Download the Genesis Alert mobile app or visit protect.genesis.com to view your evacuation status. Genesis is spelled GENASYS. Prepare for power outages by stocking up on essentials and plan alternate travel routes if flood risks increase in your area. Assemble an emergency go bag with essential supplies, including a flashlight and battery-powered radio, water, medication, and important documents. Stay off the roads. If travel is unavoidable, check real-time conditions and drive at reduced speeds, avoiding standing water and debris on the roadway. Stay out of the ocean, stay out of floodwaters, and always avoid moving water, especially the region's flood control system and channels. Never approach down power lines. Be vigilant for falling trees and downed utility poles and power lines. By following these steps, residents can help ensure their safety and the safety of their communities during the storm. For additional information on how to stay safe and prepared, visit lacounty.gov/emergency. I would now like to introduce the Director of the Office of Emergency Management, Kevin McGowan.
Thank you, Chief Maroney. For the record, Kevin McGowan, Director, Office of Emergency Management. I want to just reiterate a couple of key items that my colleagues have mentioned. So first and foremost, on the emergency notification and alert, it's very important for you to sign up not just for the county's alert system. We have a lot of municipal jurisdictions that also maintain emergency notifications and may be the primary notification source. So go to the websites that have been mentioned. lacounty.gov/emergency is a single point where you can access other websites to sign up. Find out if your local city has a notification system and sign up for it. I also want to emphasize that our partners at the National Weather Service also send out emergency notifications. Please heed all of the directions from the National Weather Service Los Angeles Oxnard Field Office. They can issue flash flood warnings, high wind warnings, and some of those come with emergency notifications with directions on what you should do if there's an imminent threat. So again, please sign up for emergency notifications. It's one of the most important things you can do to get real-time information. Additionally, the county, again, my colleagues have mentioned this, the county's been at an all-hands-on-deck preparation mode since over the weekend. Our emergency organization was fully activated. Our emergency operations center and department operations centers will be activated this evening, and that's to coordinate and support countywide efforts. Lastly, I just want to mention that this threat is widespread. We've spent a lot of time discussing the burn areas, but in addition to the burn areas, There's potential hazards across the entire county, the coastal areas, wind-prone areas, and flood-prone areas. So in other significant winter events, if you've experienced wind damage, flooding, localized flooding, now's the time to be prepared. Thank you, and I'll turn it over to Kim.
Thank you. We will now take questions in English, specifically on this storm.
Time. People are obviously planning their travel. They've been planning this for months, spending time with family. You guys mentioned avoiding travel if necessary. How do you preach to someone to reconsider something they've been planning for maybe all year long, especially with the storm on its way?
Because safety is number one. I mean, the last thing we want to do is ruin anybody's Christmas plans, but we have an obligation as a county family to say, to wave the flag and say there's a threat, a real threat out there. And so for us, making sure that everybody understands that whether they're driving in here, they're flying in here, may have to rent a car and visit family, to really pay attention to the warnings, the orders, and make sure you're coming into a zone where an emergency can happen. And we don't want you to be part of it. We want you to kind of, that old saying, we want you to complement, not complicate things. So that's why Supervisor Solis decided to put this out. We do our normal course of communication through all of our departments. But for you guys as our partners, we got to let people know we don't want anybody to get caught off guard. Safety number one.
Next question.
For the evacuation orders, so we have the map with the evacuation warnings, which we understand. And just so I have this clear, 124 homes have evacuation orders in the unincorporated areas of the county, right? And then there's areas within cities that will also receive an evacuation order, and that will total to 383. And if you can just kind of summarize all of that so people understand the whole thing with evacuation orders specifically, and also if you can mention again that anyone that is under an evacuation order, this is my understanding, will be notified in person. Is all of that correct? And if so, if you can summarize it, that would help.
All right, let me see if I can answer all that. You put a lot in there. Yeah, absolutely. So from an evacuation order perspective, I could tell you this, that everybody that is under evacuation order, specific residents have been specifically notified. We do not put that out in the website. We shouldn't, as kind of a confidential matter for the individuals that we're dealing with. If we haven't notified you, we are in the process of notifying you again today because maybe for some reason you were not there. And for clarification, I think one of my partners did clarify it. The 124 are for the LA County Sheriff's area of responsibility. A lot of our partner agencies, whether it be LAPD, Duarte, Sierra Madre, all of those we've been working with them, and they have specific locations, whether they have orders or warnings in their jurisdictions. We do not put that out. That is something they take the lead on. I really do hope that answers the question. But again, if you're given an order, the bottom line is that means there's an immediate danger to you or your family. You should leave immediately. If there's a warning, it's a potential danger, you should be prepared. You should be prepared now to make sure you leave. That's what we're putting out as a county family. That stuff, all that information is on our county website, except the specific addresses that we surgically did this. And if you think about it, we're doing it because we understand it is very inconvenient to evacuate your home. So I know Public Works, and Mark can speak for himself, being very surgical in the way we're doing it. Safety always comes number one. Convenience is number two. And then you layer the holidays on top of that. We're being very sensitive as we can, but we will never risk anybody's life for convenience.
I want to just add one piece of information to that. Someone asked about the road system. So road closures are posted at our Ready site, the one that we've been giving out, emergency, lacounty.gov/emergency. Residents can go there, and there's a link to all the county road closures. We do expect significant road closures during the event. So if you're needing to be out, it would be good, or as Sheriff said, if you're traveling from LAX and that, or trying to get around LA, it's good to check road closures so you can map out how you're going to get to where you're going safely. And then the other thing I just want to reemphasize is the flood control district serves the entire LA County area, including cities, all 85 of the cities. And so we have been coordinating throughout the years, and in particular in emergency situations, advising emergency management personnel at each city about our recommendation for evacuations. So they are very aware, and they are working with us. The PDs are working with us and the sheriff to make these door knocks. So I appreciate that information getting out to people.
Any other questions? Okay, we're gonna transition now into Spanish remarks, starting with Chair of the Board, Hilda Solis, representing the 1st District.
And I would, before we transition, just say if people want to speak to our department heads separately in English, you can do so. I realize that not all of you will carry the Spanish, and they can be available to do that. Soy la supervisora Hilda Solis, presidenta de la Mesa de Supervisores en el Condado de Los Ángeles. También represento el 1er Distrito. Hoy, hasta el jueves, va a haber una tormenta fuerte aquí en el Condado de Los Ángeles. Con la lluvia hay muchos peligros. Es importante estar bien informados por cualquier emergencia. Nuestros departamentos están trabajando para mantenernos con seguridad. Para más información sobre esta tormenta, visita ready.lacounty.gov/rain. Apúntase para alertas en el alert.lacounty.gov o sigue nuestra página de @ReadyLACounty en las redes sociales. También pueden llamar el número 211 y también hay personas que hablan español. Juntos nos mantenemos seguros y alertos en caso de una emergencia. El Condado de Los Ángeles está preparando en caso de una emergencia y mantenemos a todos. Muchas gracias por estar aquí hoy día y vamos a seguir hablando con otros representantes que están aquí también. Quiero introducir el firefighter Enrique Rodríguez, representando el Condado de Los Ángeles, del Departamento de Bomberos.
Buenos días. Me llamo Enrique Rodríguez, soy paramédico de los bomberos del Condado de Los Ángeles. Como dijeron, estamos a sistemas de tormenta pronósticos. Estamos en camino para lluvias al sur de California desde hoy hasta el sábado, con la potencial de flujos de escombros en áreas de quemaduras, con alerta de inundaciones vigentes desde esta tarde hasta el miércoles por la noche. Se espera lluvias significantes con potencial de inundaciones repentinas. Como región, monitoreamos continuamente nuestra vulnerabilidad realizando análisis de riesgo. El Departamento de Bomberos del Condado de Los Ángeles ha aumentado los recursos y el personal de bomberos y estamos listos para responder rápidamente a todos los incendios relacionados con la tormenta. Como coordinador designado a la región número 1 del estado, cubrimos las áreas de los condados de Los Ángeles, Ventura, Santa Bárbara, San Luis Obispo y Orange. Es nuestra responsabilidad asociarnos con nuestros colegas del Servicio de Bomberos para que podamos coordinar y despachar eficazmente recursos y ayuda mutual cuando ocurre una emergencia a gran escala, como una tormenta de lluvia generalizada. Con una gama completa y recursos a nuestra disposición, queremos asegurar a los residentes del Condado de Los Ángeles que su departamento de bomberos estamos preparados y listos para responder. En preparación para la tormenta, a los residentes les requerimos que mantengan informados sobre las noticias, alertas, y avisos meteorológicos de inundaciones y flujos repentinos. Escuchar la información y las alertas de emergencia. Regístrense en Alerta LA, un sistema gratuito de notificación masiva para los residentes de los condados LA. Crean un plan de evacuación y obedezcan las advertencias y órdenes de evacuación del departamento de los sheriffs. Descarguen la aplicación móvil Genesis Alert o visite protect.genesis.com para ver su estado de evacuación. Al siguiente estamos pasando los residentes pueden ayudar a garantizar su seguridad y la seguridad de sus comunidades durante la tormenta. Para obtener más información adicional sobre cómo mantenerse preparados, visita la.com. Muchas gracias.
And lastly, we will now have remarks in Mandarin from Chunti Wang with the LA County Fire Department.
早安，大家好，我叫春去王，我的中文名字是王君娣。今天仅代表洛杉矶县政府消防局来为各位做中文的简报。就想让大家知道，我们消防局还有我们洛杉矶县政府已为这次的大雨特报做了万全的准备。目前。目前根据气象预报，从今天到周六都有一个大雨的预报。那我们的县政府以及消防局做了万全的准备。那也特别为就是今年大雨曾经被大火烧的地区，那边非常有可能就是有土石流的现象。这个部分呢，我们的单位也已经做了一些准备。特别是从今天开始一直到星期三都会有非常强雨的特报。那这个部分呢，有很多地区可能会有土石流的现象。那就是洛杉矶消防局，我们已经加强了人力，还有各式的资源，不管是地面上的消防队，或是说天上的直升机，我们已经都做了万全的准备。除了我们当地就是洛杉矶本身的资源之外，我们的消防局长同时也是加州第一区的统筹及协调者。那这个区域包括了除了洛杉矶之外呢，还包括 Orange County 橘郡、Ventura、Santa Barbara、San Luis County。所以呢，除了本身我们在洛杉矶的资源之外，我们还有能力能统筹及就是其他的郡都是我们的资源，所以请我们洛杉矶的居民们请放心，我们都已经做好了万全的准备。那同时呢，非常重要的一件事情，除了在政府官员为大家做的准备之外呢，也希望在这里特别希望各位居民们也要自己为了保护您自己、您的家人还有您的家园，请你也要做一些准备。那在这边我们有做一些第一个就是我们有 emergency alert， 就是有一些警报的措施。那请你们就可以到那个 system 去，到那个系统去。那个 alert 叫做 alert.lacounty.gov， 我拼给你们听，是 alert.lacounty.gov。那另外还有非常重要一件事情，就是您和您的家人要准备就是疏散的计划。如果真的有水 水侵犯到你的家，你要有什么的疏散计划，你必须要先跟你的家人约好一个疏散地点，约好你们要在其他除了家里外什么地方。可以建议的是，譬如说你家附近的消防局，或是说公园，甚至学校都是很好的资源。那请你务必要把这些做一些准备。那另外呢，我们还就是希望您能够下载一个也是警报系统，这个警报系统叫做我拼给你们听好了，这个叫做 preparedness.com， 拼法是 PROTECT.GENASYS.com。那请密切注意这些，随时可以听紧急的通报。另外呢，还要做一些有可能会停电的准备譬如说你在家里要先预备一下一些物资，譬如说水啊、食物，就是可以存放的食物。那另外还有就是，如果有可能就是水变大，有可能侵蚀到有可能毁坏到你的家人，你可能要想一下你要如何。如果说你需要开车出门的话，你要怎么样安全的开车出去。那另外还有就是，请您为您跟您的家人准备就是一个紧急的袋子，里面应该要有手电筒，还有就是用电池的收音机、水，还有必须的药品，还有就是非重要的文件。那你可以为您自己，我们的建议是您为每个家人都准备一份。那因为譬如说药品的话，每个人有个人的药品，它必须是就是最好是一个人有一份紧急袋子。因为正好这段时间是耶诞节的时间，很多相信很多居民都有一些旅行的计划。那当然我们是希望安全第一，能够不出门不开车是最好。但是如果你必须要出门要旅行的话，就请随时随时注意一下倾听一下天气预报，还有就是开车请慢速。还有就是，如果你注意到路边有积水，请你避开，因为有时候积水你不知道下面，如果是一个静止的水，下面有可能是个大坑，你可能没有注意到，所以要非常注意一下。当然就是以安全第一。还有就是这段期间下雨期间，请就是远离海边或是有很多水的地方。那特别要留意，请避开流动快速的水。还有呢，就是如果您知道您家附近有泄洪的就是装置或是泄洪道，也请你避开在那附近，因为如果是雨水太大的话，有可能会有做泄洪的准备。好。另外一个要特别注意的就是，千万不要碰。就是如果说电线掉下来，你们千万不要碰。还有就是要注意有倾倒的树，或是有倾倒一些建筑物啊，或是电线，请避开那些危险的东西。如果各位居民能够就是照这些要注意的事项的话，我们相信我们的保护加上您自己的小心，我们都会安全的。如果您还需要更多的资讯，请可以到另外一个 website， 那我先念给您听，然后我再拼给您听 ready.lacounty.gov/rain ready.lacounty.gov/rain， 或是您可以直接上我们消防局的网站 fire.lacounty.gov。谢谢您。
Thank you. That ends the press conference. We will now take interviews on the side.